Welcome back to your newest favorite podcast, Beards and Bitcoins, where BitBoy and JChains get together each week to talk about crypto and things happening in the community. They will bring you some special guests and giveaways, so make sure you're subscribed. For all show-related news, you can find the guys on various social media outlets. Everything is listed on the official show Twitter account, @BeardsBitcoins. Now, without further introduction, two dudes that have beards, like Bitcoins, and want to talk to you about both, BitBoy and JChains.
Hey guys, welcome to the show. It is your boy, BitBoy, right here. I am with my co-host, JChains. We also have a special guest today with us, so it's not just your boy, BitBoy, and JChains today. We have my friend Jack from Crypto Collective here. So how are you guys doing today?
Doing well, boys. Doing real well.
Excellent.
Thanks for having me.
Glad to have you, Jack. It'll be good to talk to you. We look forward to hearing what's going on in your world.
Yeah. So Crypto Collective is a little bit different than a lot of other kind of influencers, people we talk to. You guys are made up by 4 guys. Is that right, Jack?
Yeah, there's actually 5 of us.
Okay.
Yep.
So there's 5 of you guys, and you guys are doing something a little bit different in the crypto space than a lot of people, because I think, kind of there's this wish I think a lot of people have that they want to get involved in working in crypto, but they don't fall into like influencer category. They also don't fall into like a development category, and a lot of people wouldn't really know where to even get started working in crypto. So really look forward to kind of talking to you about your transition and how, what you guys are doing at Crypto Collective and your transition and getting involved with that and stuff. So we'll do that a little later in the episode. But JChains, how are you doing today, man?
I'm doing well, man. It's been a good week. Got to say, been on Twitter looking at some things. Shout out to Nye doing his big trip over there in Singapore. He got that cool suit, man. Did you see that thing?
God, that thing looked pimped, didn't it?
I can't wait to see a picture of it, man. That thing looks fresh. But what about you guys? What's going on in your world?
Well, I would like to say that I have actually seen Shill Nye in person without the mask. I just want you guys to know that, like, I am that guy who has seen him without the mask. So pretty excited about that. You know what I like what he does? I really like when. Well, first of all, I like he doesn't carry the doxing like too far. Like if you meet him in person, he'll take the mask off. But I like how committed he is on the internet to the mask. So far, like sometimes you see him without the mask on, but he literally holds his hand in front of his mouth. Have you seen him do that before?
Oh, he does. I've seen that. Yeah. I love it, man.
Yeah,
I think
what did he do?
Accidentally doxed though by Digital Lawrence while he was shooting some promo and I was in the background. I think they doxed him accidentally.
Did you guys see where?
Too funny. That's too funny.
Did you guys see where Nye posted today? He did like a little forward follow list, and he was like, just want to give a shout out to all of the women in blockchain, and he included Digital Lawrence in there.
Troll.
He trolled him so hard. I thought that was so funny. So yeah, Nye's one of the coolest guys in crypto for sure. He in person, he's definitely as genuine and as cool as he comes off. So now I've been checking out Twitter myself this week, obviously, as I'm checking it out every week. And somebody who's really caught my eye, and it's caught my eye for a while, is Cryptic Crooks. You guys check that out?
Oh man, that mural is.
I think I have seen. Yeah. I've seen it floating around. It's funny how crypto Twitter works, man. It like at one point or another, one of these names flashes across your screen, man. The community's still small.
Oh, so small.
Yeah.
It's so rare you find somebody that has a decent following that you don't know.
Oh, exactly. Oh, go ahead, Ben.
Well, I was just gonna say, but Chris, I want to give a little more of a shout out to him. He actually just dropped his Satoshi Droppers, which is my little crypto gang that I roll with. JChains and Crypto Collective are also in the Satoshi Droppers, and he made a sick drawing of us and put us up in the top left hand corner, which I was pretty happy about our little spot there. So, if you guys don't follow him, go give him a follow. It's Cryptic Crooks. It starts with a K, and it's not 2 different words. It's KRYPTICROOKS. And he is so talented in what he is doing with art. It's really incredible. I know he started out kind of with like his own kind of drawings and characters, kind of similar to my characters with BitBoy and stuff. But it's really blossomed into being such a huge service he's doing to the Twitter community by, being able to make this awesome art for different people. So I want to shout him out. What about you, Jack? Who's caught your eye on Twitter lately?
I'm actually going to go with a group of people who are far less noticed in the space, but who I think deserve some recognition. And those are my good friends over at Ironwood Research Group. Their handle is at ironwood_RG. They also have a website, ironwood.io. Obviously, as the name bears, they're, research and analytics focused. They do analysis on a number of coins and projects and, other happenings and goings-on in the space, mostly in blog form. But they have a lot of really good info on their website, and they have a great Discord channel with a number of sub-channels that I've found pretty valuable. The chat is pretty active, and those guys are a group of guys that are really from actually around the world. I'm forgetting right now, it's escaping me where the founder is based, but somewhere over in Europe, and got a good group of guys. I've talked to them a few times now, and they're doing some good work. So I highly recommend Ironwood Research Group. Again, that's at ironwood_RG.
Awesome, man. We'll look forward to checking them out and see what they're all about. Speaking of shout outs, got to give a shout out to Hodl Fuel Coffee, the sponsor of the show. You can find them on Twitter at Hodl Fuel, HODLFUEL. Her website is hodlfuel.com. I don't know if you guys have tried this coffee. Ben, you and I have talked about it many times. Jack, I don't know if you've tried it. It is incredible. So make sure you get some Hodl Fuel today.
Well,
I have not tried it, and I really want to, guys. I'm drinking coffee right now, and I'm wishing it was Hodl Fuel. So I'm gonna have to get me one of those.
Well, we just gave away a bag. We give away a bag on every episode, so we just gave away a bag to Frank Coley at Frank Coley or maybe Fran Coley on Twitter. Congratulations, hitting up that meme contest. And so Hodl Fuel works with us as a sponsor. Big shout out to them, or it's one guy basically running it. He's an awesome dude. And so he told us we give a free bag away on every episode. And so we've done a couple contests, but instead of a contest this week, Jack, we're hooking you up with a free bag of coffee. So, boom.
Are you guys?
Yeah. Hey guys, we make moves, dude. We make moves, man.
I'm stoked, man. I am so stoked right now. Thank you, boys.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. And shout out to Hodl Fuel as well. We'll definitely be we'll be repping it on all the Crypto Collective social media and everything. I'll make sure to get some good pictures in for them. That's awesome.
Well, and I feel like I say this every week, but the thing about it is it's so good. Like, it really is genuinely great coffee. It's not like what you would expect. You would kind of expect like somebody kind of jumping on the wave of crypto, like maybe he doesn't really know what he's doing, trying to take advantage. No, the guy knows what he's doing, and it is phenomenal. It's like I'm getting to this point where I won't drink anything else. So, and he's got K-Cups coming soon. So I'm a K-Cup guy. So really looking forward to when those come out. So, well, let's jump right into our topic today. What I wanted to talk about, I really want to talk about what it's like working in the crypto space, because I know there's so many people out there that are interested in working in crypto, or because the nature of crypto is this: once you get in it, there's no going out. Like, you might have had some people last year who invested and lost some money and are no longer interested. But when you truly catch the vision of cryptocurrency, there's no going out, and you only get further and further and further into it. And so for someone who is so invested in crypto, it lends, to make sense that they would want to be involved maybe one day working on a crypto project, but maybe somebody's sitting there saying like, hey, I'm not an influencer. I don't have big accounts. I'm not like maybe that social, that's something I want to do. And I'm also not a developer. So how in the world could I possibly start working in crypto? And so I wanted to give you a chance, Jack, to kind of talk about what you guys do at Crypto Collective and, how you got involved with that. And, then we can kind of unpack it a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure. I think this is a great topic, by the way. I'm really looking forward to diving into this, boys. But yeah, we'll start with a little background on me so you guys get a better understanding there. before crypto and all of that, I was an entrepreneur, still am, and I was involved in a few tech companies. Was involved in the drone industry as well, mostly focused on big ranch real estate and a number of other things. And in my spare time, I day trade stocks and foreign exchange. And about 2 years ago, around that time, I was introduced to cryptocurrency by one of my buddies here in Denver. And pretty quickly, most of what I had in stocks and Forex was transferred over to cryptocurrency.
Yep.
And, I caught it at a decent time. And, you witness the volatility and the potential there. And a guy like me who's willing to take a little risk at my age and everything, I dove in. And it got to the point where there was a group of 4 or 5 of us who would chat on the phone, a good 3 or 4 days out of the week for a solid amount of hours each time. Just kind of day trading together, talking crap, looking at funny memes together and exchanging, fairly high level information, I would say. And this was also right around the time when Bitcoin was starting to get heard of in the news a little bit. But in that note, a lot of it was negative. It had to do with the Silk Road. Oh, Bitcoin's just used for, drug dealers and druggies. And, you heard about people getting wrecked by projects that were completely illegitimate and should never have existed in the first place. And it was just kind of getting a bad name. And, a group of guys like us, we knew, we know what crypto's all about. We understand the vision and see where this thing is really going. And so we felt a way that we could, impact and contribute and provide value to the space would be from an educational approach, an educational point of view. We thought that if we could provide quality education, kind of, onboarding, we started with like a beginner's guide to crypto, a guide to ICOs, masternodes, tips and tricks. We talked about taxes, kind of what the legal landscape looks like with cryptos, all that sort of stuff. But, we thought that kind of approach would lend a good hand to the community and provide for a more sustainable and steady growing crypto sphere. So that was our approach. And so we started with a website. We had a YouTube channel going for a little while, and we'll have, there's a little anecdote I'll have to tell you guys later on in the conversation if we have time. But started with our other social media channels, and we caught people's attention fairly quickly around, surrounding our brand and our logo and all of that, and the kind of content we were pushing, because we kind of do everything. We'll push memes and stuff, as BitBoy knows.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you make some good memes. Knows. Is that you that makes those?
Hey, thanks, man. I make the majority, but Jesse and some of the other founders, they always throw in really good ideas and stuff for me as well.
High quality original memes. I love it. Man. Yeah.
Yeah, we try it.
The meme, look, man. The meme game is so serious, dude. The meme game is serious.
Oh, it's real.
It's real, man. I mean, making those.
It's the future, man.
It's
the future.
Meme coin is going to be huge.
There is a meme coin, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
No, of course not.
You gotta love it, though, in its own weird way. Anyways, as I was saying, so we push we kind of push a variety of content, right? Some of it's very educational based. We provide some pretty cool, like, infographics and stuff on, for instance, we just put out a little picture the other day that describes the layers involved in cryptocurrency and blockchain, that kind of stuff, right? And we got fairly popular very quickly and have been growing steadily and increasingly so ever since. And that's in no small part to, the Satoshi droppers and everything too. So shout out to the Satoshi droppers. Love all you guys. Love that group.
Yeah, man. It's such an awesome group. I just want to talk about it like all the time because it's so cool. People don't realize yet. I mean, they're starting to see a little bit, but this is a strong, powerful group of people in the crypto space that a couple years from now, are all going to be doing huge things. So
a lot of good content comes out of that group, no doubt.
Original content. It's
it's great to learn.
I couldn't agree more. I am humbled and honored to be a part of the group. We are a crypto collective, that's for sure. A lot of good people. So so, throughout this process, guys, it got to the point, and kind of naturally so, this wasn't something that we instigated by any means. But got to the point where projects, most frequently ICOs or people that were, or groups of guys and girls who were getting ready to ICO, started reaching out to us for consulting and advisory type services, whether it was helping them out with their token economics, helping them out with their approach to community building, and how they wanted to represent their brand and their marketing, so on and so forth. And in some cases, got them in touch with some investors we know and that type of thing, right? So really, just used our network and our experience and our skills to help these companies, build and go to a successful ICO and hopefully blossom into, an outstanding project thereafter. So like I said, it kind of happened naturally for us. So in some cases, we were involved with these companies in a soft capacity where, we weren't really getting paid or anything. We were just more helping these people out and being advocates for the project because we liked them and liked what they were about. And in other cases, it was more, a little more serious and contractually based, and we were getting paid to do so, and that type of thing. And so there's some projects that we're still involved with that we're pretty excited about. But that's kind of what we're all about now. So we help out a few projects and are open to helping more projects and more individuals that approach us, which we do get approached quite often. But we're just very selective with the people we work with. And then on top of that, we're just maintaining our kind of educational and, quality content pushes throughout our social media platforms. And that's really how we're involved in the space on the front end of Crypto Collective. Now, I've been talking quite a bit, so it's best we probably get into just talking amongst ourselves now. But we're also involved in a number of other spaces, which I think we can get into in the remainder of this conversation. But for Crypto Collective's sake, that's kind of what's going on there.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, you guys are doing a lot of stuff there, and I think that's really encouraging. Because talk for just a second about the people that make up Crypto Collective, other than yourself, and kind of what each person brings to the table. I know that's kind of like a real general thing, but I think it's important, because you bring the startup side and the entrepreneur side that you're aware of and that you know how to do. What do the other guys bring to the table?
Yeah, so like I said, there's a team of 5 of us. It was originally founded by myself, my co-founder Jeff Sankey, and my other co-founder Ugo and Duaguba. Ugo was actually, it was kind of a domino effect. Ugo got Jeff into crypto, then Jeff got myself into crypto, then Jeff introduced me to Ugo, then we had drinks, then Crypto Collective became a thing, and all of this, right? And later on, we brought on another individual and one of my good friends, Jesse Darnell, as well as one of my other good friends, Aaron Oldham. And so I'll talk about Jeff first, who is obviously, like I said, one of my co-founders. He's a full stack developer, so he has a software background. He's been in that space for I think 6 or 7 years now. Worked on some pretty incredible projects in the fintech arena. Got me linked into some pretty awesome ICOs, and has been a really good and capable partner as far as an analytics and more technical side of things goes. With his background, he's able to dive into projects and understand them from, we joke around BitBoy, and I think, we're not as techie guys, and I'm not, afraid to admit that. I'm
right.
Not. I understand things from more of the technical, more of the high level business side, right? But Jeff provides that for us. So it's great to have him, a part of the team, and he's really able to dive into that aspect.
That's good. All I bring to the table, all I bring to the table is meme knowledge, and I can talk about sports. That's all I got. So,
hey,
and I can.
Everybody needs one of those guys.
I can read CoinMarketCap.com.
I love
meme game.
I love it.
Your meme game better be.
I was watching. That's right, Jay Chain. And I was watching some video. It must have been a guy from the UK. Do they call them memes? Memes?
No way.
The UK? I think. Yeah, dude.
Really?
Yes. This video, I was like, no. Do they really call them memes? Are they memes?
That would be
Something like
awesome. I think maybe that's.
Honestly, I didn't.
it's one of those things.
I didn't bother to look further, but
Yeah.
I bothered to look further.
gosh, I love that.
Into it, if that's what they do. But
Well, it's one of those things like GIF versus GIF. Everybody pretty much says GIF, but technically it's a GIF.
I'm a GIF guy.
Well, of course.
I'm a GIF guy.
See, I know that technically it is pronounced GIF. However, I understand that even though that's technically the right pronunciation, everyone says GIF. So because of that, I still say GIF. Like, I'm a GIF guy, but if you hear someone say GIF, hey, they're in the know, and they're not talking about peanut butter.
I know we don't want to stay on this topic too long, but how do you know it's GIF? Who is it? Just the English language? Is that how you know? Is like, am I missing something?
Yeah. So,
did the GIF gods?
Phonetically, I think it is supposed to be GIF. I mean, it's GIF,
Okay.
and you think of the word like gift, like, okay, but then look at the word like gin. That's GIN. So I got into this huge argument with this. I'm trying not to use the word no coiner, so I don't know what to call them anymore. But
No cone.
Well, I heard your last
Or-
podcast.
bros.
Andy doesn't like no corner. Right?
yeah, I know he hates it. He hates it. So
Respect. He gave a good explanation.
yeah, but she was a non-crypto brochacha. That's what I'll call her. And she we got this huge argument over it, and I took her to the canvas on it. Like I researched, I pulled up all the big guns, and I don't have exactly the reasoning, but technically it is GIF. So,
Okay.
yeah, but
we'll leave it there.
yeah, we'll leave it
I
there.
trust you.
But anyway, so you were finishing up talking about you were I think about to talk about Jesse.
Boys. I was talking up the boys.
Yeah, talking up the boys.
The boys.
Talking up the boys. The boys. Okay, so who was I on? I was on Ugo and Duoguba. Good friend of mine as well. I've met him in the last three years or so, obviously through crypto. He actually, if you guys are familiar with Ian Bellina,
Yes.
he's actually good friends with Ian Bellina. Ian was the one that got him involved in the space.
Oh, wow.
And so Ugo has actually since left Denver. Ugo, did actually he was in crypto a little bit before we were, and got into some very good projects pretty early on. So he did fairly well in most people's standards. And so he has since left Denver and is traveling the world with those guys and representing Crypto Collective on kind of a global basis. So he does a couple different things. They're involved in a lot of different, kind of projects, and one of which recently, and one that they're pretty excited about, is KuCoin. They're doing some work with KuCoin from an ambassador perspective, and and are pushing a lot of their own content as well. They've had interviews with like Bloomberg and stuff, so those guys are really killing it. It's fun to kind of watch Ugo from behind the scenes and see how life is progressing over in that arena. But that's what he's up to. Big ICO guy. His background was in the financial industry as well. He worked in oil and gas, I believe, as a financial analyst, and brought from a token economics point of view and a wholesome understanding of ICOs and how to drive a successful one. Ugo is the man, and he really brings a lot of value in that regard to the squad.
Nice.
So that's Ugo. I hope I'm not. Am I talking these guys up too much, man? Good job. They better call me and give me a glass of wine or something after this.
Yeah, I know. They need to tip you a Tron or something.
That's what I'm saying. Tron. Oh gosh. Yeah. I mean, shoot. I'll trade Tron. Okay, I'll trade it. Right.
But not HODL.
I don't know. I'm still not. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still not convinced, guys. But
Yeah,
before we get off topic,
different.
yeah, right. I'll try and be more brief with the next couple here. Aaron, his background, he's actually worked in cybersecurity for the federal government for a number of years, and is one of the more brilliant minds as far as the permissions and accessibility to computers and surrounding software is concerned. And he brings a lot of expertise as far as it comes to like masternodes and our more software and development point of view as well. So he and Jeff gel together very well in that regard. And then we have Jesse, my other partner, who is he's a former Marine. So thank him for his service to this great country.
America.
And that's right, America. And he was working in the banking industry for a little while before he got involved with crypto with us. And he and I are really more of the more forward-facing guys as far as the marketing, branding, community building, that kind of stuff goes. So we're more of the storytelling guys on the team, right? And the business guys out of the squad. So that's how I describe us five. And you know, I'm honored to work with these guys, man. And I learn something new from these guys every day. You know, it's been a blessing, and I look forward to many years to come. I'm sure in a number of different businesses and vertical markets we'll be involved with together. So it's been a lot of fun working with those guys, man.
Awesome. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
What do you, as far as like the industries and stuff that you guys work with, what do you see being like the biggest industry? Like, you know, obviously tech is one, but like law or medical, you know, like people coming to you looking for advice or to help you with a campaign.
So are you saying like within blockchain, like where blockchain will have the most effect, or just like kind of in general in the coming years?
I mean, more so for blockchain, but like what you guys do, like what do you see more people coming looking for, you know, for assistance?
Yeah, you know, it's funny. Like you would think that I would have an answer that I'm like, yeah, this happens much more so often than this. But really, man, we've been hit up by a variety of different types of companies, and you know, who are really hitting different verticals in the space. I think, from my personal point of view, and you know, the research I've done, I really think like supply chain and logistics, that kind of stuff, and that's kind of an obvious one. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure that out, but I think that is going to be absolutely huge as far as blockchain is concerned. I think will be, you know, outside of cryptocurrency, will be really one of the more highly involved industries in the short term as far as blockchain and cryptocurrency's growth into the future is concerned. I think supply chain logistics is going to be one of the bigger ones in the next 2 decades.
Absolutely.
Healthcare. Yeah.
IBM dumped a ton of money into blockchain, right? With Maersk.
Oh yeah.
I mean, a ton of money.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think that, you know, supply chain is definitely, you know, there's been kind of this recent notion that I've noticed where people are, you know, I did an article yesterday on my news story about how, you know, gaming is going to drive blockchain. I'm just like, you know, maybe eventually that will help drive the adoption by the individual, but really where it's going to be the strongest is the enterprise, is the commercial side, you know, is where businesses are going to be using blockchain to do their supply chain logistics and things like that. And your average everyday person isn't even going to be able to know it, but they're going to be benefiting from it. Do you kind of agree with that? Like, how do you kind of see, you know, that playing out?
I agree with that 100%. And the way you described it is perfect too, because when people don't even understand that they're using it or know that they're using it for that matter, that's when mainstream adoption starts ringing in the ears of everyone, right?
Absolutely.
We won't get there until that point.
And that's why I brought you on the show, is because you agree with me. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, I'll support you, big boy.
Whoa, Fat Boy Crypty.
This is like, oh no. And this is like, you know, one of the other things that I was going to mention too is the something in the space that I think is going to be huge in the near term as well is data aggregation. So there's actually a pretty interesting project. You guys probably haven't heard of them yet, but up in Boulder, called Flux Protocol, and they're aggregating like all of the data surrounding weather and climate and kind of, you know, geographical happenings, whatever you want to call it, you know, over the past however many thousands of years, and all of the current data that's being gathered. They're aggregating all of it into this one platform so that it can, you know, function as a cohesive unit. And you know, I think that is applicable in a number of different markets as well. And I think that's going to be, a big use case for blockchain and, from an interoperability perspective as well. So that's something I anticipate too.
Think of the predictive technology and all the business analytics and stuff that they can do with that kind of record over that period of time. I mean, there's so many things that they could, predict, or at least, come to say, this is what you should expect in this. And like you said, different industries, whether it's a farming industry, like their futures could be reliant on weather patterns from hundreds of years.
Yeah. And I think
that's a great point.
I think with that definitely comes the ability to predict a zombie apocalypse, which I think is very important, as the popularity of The Walking Dead has been going down. It might go out of the thinking of your average American, and that's a real problem we may face. But that's
so funny.
In all seriousness, they do say that, the new oil is data. Data is the new oil. It's the most valuable commodity in the world. And we see this, and that, it's funny because that's really one thing crypto's kind of trying to disrupt is the monopoly that a company like Google has on your data or Facebook has on your data, where they're taking all of your data and they're selling it and they're benefiting from it, and you're getting left holding the bag. You're not getting any benefit in return from them taking your data. So I think a company like that you're talking about that is compiling data, I think that's going to be a huge, arena in the future that's going to continue to grow and boom with blockchain technology.
Couldn't agree more, man. And don't even get me started on the Facebooks and Googles of the world.
No, God.
Go on for hours.
I know. That's one of my most passionate areas. I hate those companies. So
I gave my Facebook gave it up.
Yeah.
I wish I could. And they get you. They find ways to get you, right? The way they get me is I have to manage. Like I manage a couple other companies, like Facebook pages as well. Just, for something I do on the side, that type of thing. And you have to have a personal Facebook to be able to do that. You can't just, log into the company Facebook profile. No, you have to be like, it's you, but you're an admin or whatever. I'm like, okay. So I'm almost thinking maybe I can suffice and just meet in the middle by just deleting all of my pictures and all that stuff. I don't know.
Well, I went through the same thing. I went through the same thing where, when I first started this channel, I had a different job and, I had said I can't, I wanted to cut my Facebook, but I had that job and I managed that Facebook page and some other ones. And then, you know what? I left the job and I put my money where my mouth is and I cut the Facebook. So it's steps. It's baby steps. We can't all just immediately go close all of our accounts because you're right. They've got us by the cojones in a lot of cases.
They do.
I can't. I still use Twitter and Instagram is part of Facebook. But once again, I'm using those for my brand. I'm using those for BitBoy Crypto to spread the knowledge of cryptocurrency and blockchain, not for my personal enjoyment. And so that's kind of where I draw the line with it. And that's the same thing with my YouTube channel. But I mean, of course, I do watch YouTube videos quite a bit. I'm really big on the. Have you guys ever watched the special episodes by Funny or Die?
I actually can't say I have.
They are so funny. They are so funny. It's what they do is they go and they take it's the same guy. He does a series called Zach Morris's Trash, where he goes and just assassinates Zach Morris's character. Is the same guy that does those videos. And what they do is they take 80s video or 80s and 90s sitcoms that were supposed to be special episodes where they had a certain message behind it, and he just rips them to shreds. It's so funny. They had one where DJ from Full House tries to break a nursing home patient with Alzheimer's out of the nursing home, and they try to portray it like it's a good thing. She's helping this guy with Alzheimer's, and he just destroys it. He destroys every episode. There's a lot of Seventh Heaven ones. I highly suggest anyone watching. I'm obsessed with those videos. But once again, going down the rabbit trail. But yeah, we can't do it all at one time. But baby steps, and eventually maybe we will have decentralized social media platforms that are actually usable and functional and have good business plans behind them. So
that's the key: usable and functional.
Yep. Because right now
we'll get there. We'll get there.
It'll be happening soon. A lot of companies. We're getting in close to Q4 here. This 2018. A lot of companies. Their roadmaps lead to almost now. See what happens.
Yeah, a lot of big
products.
a lot of big projects due at the end of
No doubt.
end of the year here and the beginning of next year. So, well, cool.
It just reminds me, man, how exciting. Even if the market just keeps going sideways for a little bit, things are beginning to get interesting, boys.
Yep.
There's gonna be a movement up or down, I think, in the next few weeks here. But anyways, we won't speculate. We'll save the speculations for later.
Can't go down, right? I mean, can't. There's too much. Can't, right? I mean, we may go back down to like 61, but you know.
If it does, everything tells me that if it does, the 4K range is like, I don't think it's going to go for a while, Ben, and you and I talked about this.
Yeah.
I thought 3K. I even thought at 1.2K maybe possible.
Whoa.
I'm far. Yeah, I did, man. Like, I'm no chartist or no like brilliant guy in that regard, but we spent some time digging into it and looking at a bunch of different people's perspectives and that type of thing, and came to the conclusion that it was a possibility. But at this point, the way things have been going, I think if it were to break down, I think 4K. I don't think it would drop lower than that.
I don't think it could go lower than. I don't think it would ever go lower than 45. But I think it's got a hard time breaking 6 still. So
I think so too. I think so too. I think we might. Novogratz thinks we have. Novogratz thinks we've seen the bottom. That guy's historically been pretty on point.
yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see.
Well, I don't know if you guys.
I try not to speculate, even though it's hard not to.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys checked out my. I was on a fireside panel at Litecoin Summit. I was supposed to speak on the Sunday, but I had to come back home for a Falcons game, so I had to miss my panel. But we did a little fireside panel at Litecoin Summit where there were like, I think 12 or 13 of us, and we were just all in a circle in their video, and we were giving our thoughts on stuff. And one of my friends, BTC Sessions, he said, it basically called me out. It was like, BitBoy, we were talking in the car on the way over here, and you said that you think it can't go down much further. And he said, you're the only person, you're one of the only people that seems to think that. The general sentiment is it's going to go down a lot further. And every single YouTuber that was there, pretty much, sitting in this circle, big names you guys know, they were all like nodding their head in agreement, like, yes, it's going to go down much further. And in his reasoning, he said, there's so much positive sentiment. I said, where's the positive sentiment? There's not one person here that's saying that it's going to go up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that to me says we're probably near where it's like this idea that like, oh, it could go much down further, but there's like, I don't know, not a lot of evidence to really support that, especially when you consider what, and this, Jack, I've been telling you this for 4 months now. I think that, there's something to that 6,000 level, whether it's the mining theory or whatever it might be. There's something to that $6,000 level that every time we touch it, it bounces right back up. And so until it does break down way past that, I'm going to stick to that story. So, but we could talk about the markets all day. I love talking about the markets, but
what do you, Ben, we'll move on right after that. I might be coming around to your 6K theory. I might be, but something tells me the next like 2-3 weeks here, I feel like we're going to have a big movement. It's either going to be up or down. And it will either be the start of a beautiful, beautiful bull market, or could be just headed down and sideways for a bit longer, which honestly wouldn't be the end of the world either.
No, I mean
for guys like us and people who believe,
it'd be a garage sale too. You could pick up some cheap.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I honestly, part of me is like, let it go down, let it go down.
Well, and that's something I've said about that $6,000 line, which is, I believe in this mining theory. I believe in it. Now, it may be something different, but whatever it is, it's that $6,000 level. And like I've said before, when I first started talking about it, it was a good thing. Like, oh, well, they will protect us from going down further. But then I've kind of come around on it like, it would be better if we just took off down below and took a huge dip, and that way we could have it over with and we could finally be on the way back up. But something is keeping it from going down below that. So it's not necessarily a good thing that that's where it stalls out at. But what I've said is that I think that really what we're seeing is some accumulation by some of the bigger players, but they haven't been able to push it down below 6. So instead of having this one big push down to 3 where they just accumulate, it's been a cycle. They push it down to 6, it goes back up to 7.5. They push it back down to 6, goes back up to 7.5, and they're really accumulating that way. So I think that also kind of makes a lot of sense. Why wouldn't they? You know, because look, guys, there's some freaking whales out there on that don't want the price to go below 6,000. I mean, you look at these people who were mining back in 2012 and how much they have in Bitcoin right now when that algorithm was so much easier. There's so much money on the mining side, and people don't really think about that. But let's get back on topic, because I want to bring up one point having to do with you were kind of talking about how, you know, each person on your team brings something different to the table. And what would your suggestion be to someone who wanted to get involved in crypto and working in crypto, but, you know, doesn't have like a crypto background, or, you know, even an entrepreneur background? What would your advice to be somebody that just really likes crypto and wants to be more involved?
Okay, there's a great book called The Go Giver. Obviously a play on the go getter, right?
Yes.
But essentially the theory behind the book is the more that you give, it comes back in droves, right? I mean, it comes back tenfold, right? You know, the amount that you give and what you receive in the long run. I think, you know, so there's a couple different scenarios. For the person that is just getting involved with crypto, like they've, you know, somebody just turned them on to it, they've, you know, just invested, but it is, you know, really flipped the switch for them, and they are, you know, in love with the space, and they know they're passionate about it and want to pursue it. You have to give, and not give with the expectation of receiving anything, at least in the short term. And by that, I mean, think of the nature of a lot of these projects, right? If you have any, you know, idea what you're doing as far as coding goes, you can go, contribute on GitHub to certain projects or whatever, right? There's bounties for you to go spread information about great projects. I would be hard pressed to find someone who, with a little bit of effort, couldn't find something to do in this space. If you just spend an hour or two on the computer, you can find something to do and to contribute, and something that would teach you a lot and that you would learn from. Whether it's hopping in a Discord and saying, "Hey, I've done social media in the past for, you know, tech companies or whatever. I'd love to, you know, help grow your guys' brand however I can." Dude, these people are looking for help. There is more opportunity in the blockchain and cryptocurrency space than any space I am aware of right now. At least that doesn't require, you know, a super high skill set, or, you know, something that you have to go to school for. So, you know, people are telling me, "Oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get, you know, along in the space," or whatever. I think that's just such a lame excuse, because there's so many opportunities out there. And it just starts with reaching out and engaging and, you know, talking to projects. That you wouldn't believe how many of these projects are still totally bootstrapped, or being run out of somebody's house or garage. There's a couple of guys that are doing this. They're not only are they the founders or whatever, but they're running all their social media pages. They're doing everything, and they could use the help, right? Some might not be able to pay or whatever. But what you may not be getting paid in cryptocurrency or fiat or whatever, you're getting paid in knowledge and experience, right? And that brings me to my second point, is people who do have like a specific skill set, whether it's developing or, you know, whether it's marketing, you know, you've built a brand before, you know how to build a social media community, you know, whatever it is, put those skills to work. Again, it's the same principle. There's so many people that are looking for help, that need help. There's so much opportunity out there. Even if it's a project that does well for a year and then maybe fades into the abyss, whatever, you know, get involved with what you can get involved with. Just start gaining experience, because Ben, JChains, I mean, you guys know as well as I do, a day in crypto is 10 days, 20 days in the real world. So every day that you can gain some sort of experience, even if it's with a low-level project that only has 2,000 followers on Twitter or whatever, you are gaining invaluable amount of information, knowledge, skills that in 2-3 months, what would normally take, you know, somebody to develop a year or 2 years in the real world in some other, category of business. You've got in 3 months, and suddenly, even though you've only been here for that short period of time, you know more than a lot of other people, than 90% of other people in the space. So that's a really long answer for what should be a short answer, which is just get involved and don't be afraid to. And I mean, in any way, shape, or form that you can, right?
Yeah.
I hope, does that answer your question?
Yeah. The most important thing that I pulled from that conversation was that people may not know this, but Ripple is actually ran by 2 guys in an office at Wells Fargo. That's it. Right. Just they're bootstrapping it. That XRP, they're really bootstrapping it. You guys don't realize that, but I know for sure. There's definitely a lot of projects that are, you've got this idea if they're on CoinMarketCap, there's some huge corporation, and obviously I was joking. Ripple is a huge corporation, but a lot of these projects are very small. Very few people running them. You got people trying to do 10 different jobs for one company, basically. Trying to be the PR guy, you don't get too much where the developers are trying to mix with the marketing. But, I think it's a really special time. So what do you think, Jay Chains?
Oh, man, I totally agree with what you just said. I mean, that's kind of like the situation that goes on over at the exchange, right? It's a small knit group, and there's a group that kind of manages Telegram, and the devs and the founders are in there all the time interacting. Everybody just kind of plays a role to keep it moving and keep the community going and keep everybody happy. And one of the important things is just the amount of time that these founders and devs put into their projects. Is just you think as someone who does it kind of on the side or whatever. I put in my hours and I do my thing, but these guys, man, they live it. Like if they're doing coding, if they're doing marketing, if they are doing social media, man, it's like, when do you sleep? So I totally agree with you. I think that it's a good thing that's happening.
What is sleep?
Right.
What is sleep?
Yeah, I don't know.
Especially when you have hodl fuel.
Yeah, when you have hodl fuel, that's right. Well, and I want to kind of give a warning or a kick in the pants, if you will, to people that are out there listening, which is, all of this stuff that we're talking about is true. There's so much opportunity. However, this opportunity is fleeting. And if you are interested in crypto and you don't jump on the ball right now, there's no guarantee in 1 year that these opportunities will still be available, because there will be an oversaturation. I had a conversation with my friend Adam from Boosto, who runs CryptoInfluence.io, who actually brought a lot of us influencers out to San Francisco for Litecoin Summit and for Block World and things like that. We had a great time. And, I was talking to him about this on Telegram, actually, and, he was saying that, like, for YouTube, for instance, because that's their big focus is YouTubers, crypto YouTubers, is the, let's say, financial abilities of YouTubers in crypto are far greater than the financial prospects for other niches. He was basically saying how, like, in crypto, if you have 100,000 subscribers, you're like equivalent to being able to make as much money as somebody who has 2 million subscribers in any other niche. And I think that's because we haven't been oversaturated and yet, but it will come, especially if we have another bull run and the price goes parabolic, the interest comes back, then there will be so many more people trying to start channels and trying to become influencers and new ICOs. We're going to do the whole thing all over again. But at some point, that opportunity is going to dry out. And so that's why I think it's really important that if you are interested in blockchain, if you are interested in crypto, especially if you're kind of on, like, let's say a medium tier where you've been in it since maybe last year and you've been thinking about, doing something, getting your feet wet, trying to work with a project, trying to become an influencer, whatever it might be, I really encourage you to do that, because the opportunity is now, guys, and it's not going to be around.
That's like my story, man. Like last year, I got interested. I think, one of our first couple episodes I told you is about, early to mid 2017, I got involved in crypto, and I just jumped all in, man. Like, it happened to, like, I was doing some graphic design, and they said, "Hey, we like what you do. Come do more." Boom, boom, boom. All of a sudden, I'm doing videos and stuff. So, I mean, like, what you described literally was, 2017 into right now.
Yeah.
For me. So just do it. Just do it, man. Just jump in.
Just do it, man.
Yeah.
It's real.
Yeah, man.
No, dude, you said it perfectly, Ben. I couldn't agree more, man. It's only, this opportunity is only here for so long, right? The doors open and eventually they close. And it's that saying, like, the best time to get into Bitcoin was 9 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? But the second best time is right now, man.
Yeah. I agree with that 100%. And I really like a lot of what you brought to the table, and, being able to encourage people. And I think it's really important for everyone to realize, just like what you said, which is, it doesn't matter what your skill set is. That skill set can be beneficial in crypto. There's such a wide array of things that need to be done in the space, and teams that need help, and people that need help, and exchanges or projects, whatever it might be, that whatever you bring to the table, it can be beneficial. So, if you don't know what that is, if I don't know, if you work at, you feel like it's a menial job, then sit down and make a list. Make a list of what you feel like are your skills, and then figure out a way to implement that, into a project or starting your own thing. So, let's get this thing moving.
It's like, just an example. I couldn't agree more, Ben. And like, just as a quick example, there's projects that like are looking for ambassadors in like their Telegram group that will simply read and research the project enough to know enough about it that they can answer questions in their Telegram group that people are asking. But I mean, tell me what kind of skills you have to have for that. It's simply texting, which all of us do all day, and being able to, understand a project enough to answer some questions. I mean, there is so much opportunity, man. It's out there. You just got to find it.
Well, you just have to have at least graduated the Derek Zoolander School for Kids Who Can't Read Good. And if you have done that, then you can become a crypto ambassador.
That's the one thing we ask for.
Yeah.
That's the one thing.
You have to at least done that. That's awesome.
Can you throw me?
I can.
You're hired. You're hired.
Wow. Yeah, I love that. So cool. All right. Well, I guess we're kind of getting to that point of the show where we wrap it up. Jack, you got any? Well, you said you had an anecdote. Did you want to tell that? I wanted to hear that little story you said you had.
Oh, yeah. Dude, we had like some crazy. So it was about our YouTube channel. That's what it was about.
Right.
We had a YouTube channel going for a while. You probably remember, Ben.
Mm-hmm.
We like follow each other and knew each other early enough that you saw like a couple of our shows, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And dude, one day Jesse and I go to sign in. I think we're literally just gonna like change our banner or something, like clean up, some of our information on there or whatever. And like, does it, or login, username and password doesn't work. I'm like, what the heck? Like, get in touch with Google, all this stuff. Turns out our account is completely gone. All of our stuff's deleted. We talked to Google and YouTube for a solid 2 to 3 weeks, back and forth through email, phone calls, and all that stuff. Turns out it was like a total anomaly. They don't have an answer for us, really. Like, they don't know what happened. I can't imagine what would have been like if it was someone who was like seriously monetizing their channel and like making a living off of it or something. That would be pretty bad. It wasn't like that for us at that point. I think we only had like 400 subs or something at that point. But like, it was still crappy. So that was like a couple of months ago. And since we've kind of been up in the air if we want to start the YouTube channel back up or not. We feel like we probably, especially after this conversation, I'm like, should probably make that decision soon. But yeah, that was a little anecdote. So I don't know. I guess just be careful with your
centralization
YouTube channel. Make sure. There you go. That's perfect.
Yep.
Be careful about centralization.
Well, it's happened. That has happened to Crypto Kirby, who is a pretty big, name on YouTube. He lost I think he had 50 or 60,000. He lost it. He's already been able to get it back up over 10, I think, in just a couple months. But I think it was because he used the Nintendo version Kirby as his logo. I think Nintendo is notoriously the very, very, very strictest and most aggressive copyright and trademark company out there. So I can imagine. Yeah, that's why you don't see like Nintendo games copied on, for iPhone. You can find other, kind of knockoff versions of other kinds of games, but not Nintendo games because they're dead serious about it. But yeah, that's definitely crazy. Well, all right, guys. Well, Jay Chains, you got anything you wanna leave us with?
I'm good, man. Just like we were talking about, during the last little bit. If a crypto career is something you're looking at getting into, just figure out a way, something that makes you happy, something you like doing. Just jump in and make it happen. It's there for you.
Yeah,
It is absolutely. No,
100p.
Go ahead.
what are you saying, Jack?
Oh, I just said 100p, man, 100%.
Oh yeah,
That's what it's about.
definitely.
Absolutely.
Well, tell everybody, Jack. Tell everybody, Jack, where they can find you at.
Oh yeah, okay. Instagram we're most popular. That's where we do a lot of our memes and everything. As BitBoy so graciously supported, and that you can find us at Crypto Collective, spelled just as you would think it'd be spelled. Then on Twitter, that handle is not available, so we're at Your Crypto Guide on Twitter. Our name is still Crypto Collective, though, so you could probably find us either way. And then our website is www.cryptocollective.io. And yeah, please reach out to us. We respond to as many DMs as we can. We love to talk to people in our community and help people out any way we can. So yeah, again, Jay Chain's I sincerely appreciate it, guys. It's been awesome. I love what you guys are doing over here with the new podcast and everything. I wish you guys nothing but success in the future. And I liked it so much. I'm really hoping that I get an invite back sometime. Maybe even, I don't know, perhaps before the end of 2018.
Yeah, definitely. We love to have you. Maybe
yeah, man.
Maybe get a couple guys back. Maybe you and Jesse can come on, or you and Jeff or something.
We'll bring Jesse. We can bring Jesse. We can bring Jeff. Yeah, we'll bring all those guys.
Good
crypto powwow.
Y'all bring the champagne. We'll be popping the champagne for the bull market. Of course, I don't drink, so just bring me some Zimas.
All right, we could do that. We could do that, my man. We could do that.
Yeah.
Well, side note, Zimas are pretty darn good.
I've never had one,
That's
honestly.
right.
So, well, cool. Well, we want to give one more thank you to Jack from Crypto Collective for joining us, and also big shout out to Hodl Fuel. Jack is going to be getting his own bag of coffee, finally getting to try it, and we really appreciate them supporting our channel or supporting our podcast, supporting everything we're doing here. You guys go check them out at hodlfuel.com and Twitter at hodlfueljunkie. And that's it, guys. That's all we got. Until next time, this is Beards and Bitcoins.
See ya.
Well, that's it for this week. Thanks for listening to Beards and Bitcoins. If you like what you heard, show these guys some love and rate review on SoundCloud or iTunes. Also, remember you can always find the guys on social media. The show Twitter page is at Beards Bitcoins. You'll find direct links to BitBoy and Jay Chains from there. Make sure you check for updates, announcements, and contests. Good luck to all who enter. See you next time.